Hello and welcome again to another daily event video with green-white hexproof. Today I'm going with a slightly more traditional build than the last time. The previous iteration I was main decking for Leyline entities, but I did not fare well in that daily event, so I'm back with the 3 Path to Exile version, with 24 auras, traditional creature base. I do have a second Dryad Arbor, which is a unique aspect to the deck. The second Dryad Arbor helps against Liliana decks because it provides you an extra creature to sacrifice to edicts and an extra creature for you to tutor up at the end of turn to play around edicts. And then the sideboard remains about the same. I do have a choke. This is the anti-blue slot, basically. If someone's chaining cryptic commands together, usually you want one card that can stop that, like a guttural response. Choke is a little more powerful, I think, than guttural response. It can win the game almost on its own, so I'm going to go with choke today. Even though it's the only 3-mana card in the entire deck, I still think it's worth it, because those kind of matchups do go a little bit longer. So, here's round 1, and we're on the play. And hand is not quite keepable. If this was one of our green-white duels, we would have kept, and it would be a pretty good hand. This hand's pretty good. We have a turn 2 Spirit Dancer on the play, which is almost always awesome. We're going to play a Temple Garden first, so that we can leave our options open on Windswept Heath, either by fetching a Plains or a Dryad Arbor. So, some kind of a Tron deck. Relic Progenitus usually leads me to believe it's red-green Tron. In any case, I'm going to be slamming Core Spirit Dancer. The fact that the opponent didn't have a turn 1 Chromatic Star or Chromatic Sphere lessens the chances I get Pyroclasmed on turn 2. Also, Sphere and Star and Map not being played turn 1 decreases the chances of a turn 3 Tron. But Spellskite. Okay, that's pretty busted. I guess we'll start digging for a Path to Exile. We have 3 answers to Spellskite main. We're going to have to hit one soon. Okay, the opponent didn't redirect, so now we can slam a Daybreak Coronet, which he can't redirect. Looks like he F6'd. Bizarre. Well, we'll see if he has the Tron plus Karn. That could be brutal. Yep. And it was all for naught. Well, I guess we can just slam our auras and hope he doesn't redirect again. Okay. I think I would like to play Spirit Dancer first. Alright, let's see if he knows to redirect this time. I'd like to do this faster so he doesn't notice. Okay. So now I can hit the Karn so he can't minus it on my Core Spirit Dancer. In all honesty, this is probably the worst case scenario I could face. The turn 2 Spellskite and a turn 3 Karn. But my opponent not redirecting is giving me a chance. Another Karn. Alright, so I'm gonna exile one of these, and then he's gonna play another Karn, and we'll see what he exiles. It's probably the Spirit Dancer. Okay. Doesn't want to play another one, so I guess he's... Okay, played Pyroclasm. Pretty brutal. Alright, I'm done playing this game. Well, it's not a very good matchup, but this is why we play copious amounts of Stony Silence in the sideboard. And Gaddock Teague. Teague shuts down Karns and Ugins, which are both nearly unbeatable. We don't really want Spirit Links. We only need one Dryad Arbor. Don't really need too many Path Exiles. So Path is useful against Wormcoil Engine. It also is good against Spellskite. Nature's Claim is slightly better against Spellskite, but worse against Wormcoil. But Nature's Claim does have the benefit of destroying Oblivion Stones before they go off. So I'm gonna cut. Let's see. I'm gonna cut a couple hexproof creatures. You don't really need too many of them, especially since I'm on the play. I can play my 2-drop and get it big before it can get blown up. Let's see. I do kind of want Nature's Claim, and I guess I will go with one Path, just as an extra answer to Spellskite. Even though my opponent really doesn't know how to use the Spellskites, apparently. Let's see. Turn 1 I can get a Dryad Arbor, turn 2 I can Rancor swing for 3. Or I can just play both these on it to protect it from Clasm, then I can Daybreak. Loses to a Ghost Quarter, maybe. This does protect against Ghost Quarter. I think I'll keep. It's not very good. I would really like to hit a Stony Silence or a Gaddock Teague on turn 2. I'll just fetch now. Alright, so now let's ponder what we should be doing on turn 2. Getting extra damage is always nice. Let's see. I think I do want to play the Hyena Umbra because my white mana is somewhat limited here in the early game, so I want to take advantage of the white mana I have this turn. Next turn I can play Coronet, swing, and then play Rancor post-combat to maximize my mana. Okay, so if my opponent Clasm's here, that's fine. Oh, just a map. And this game looks over already. So let's calculate this. We're definitely slamming Coronet here. We're going to be swinging for 7. Then we have to decide if we want Nature's Claim the map or play a Rancor on our guy. Because the map, well, the map's going to be a little slow because he does have to draw land. So the land he's getting from map is going to be out in 2 turns, and Ghost Quarter is not good enough. Let's see. So if we Nature's Claim, he goes up to 17. Next turn, swing for 9. And then the next turn, swing for 9. Alright. I'm sold. Okay. He just had Nature's Claim. Not a big deal at all. He's not going to have Tron for a long time. I guess I'll sack this first. I might change my mind on what I do. Nope. So let's see. Opponent is not continuing to draw lands, which is good, I think. Nope. Slippery Boggle. I wish well, I would like to present lethal, but I don't really want to run into an Pyroclasm, so I'm not going to play the Slippery Boggle. Okay, and as long as my opponent doesn't draw lands and doesn't have an Pyroclasm on, I should be fine. Okay, that was a pretty great draw. Because now I can play around Pyroclasm. If my opponent has a Nature's Claim, that's fine. I would just need to draw a single aura to win. So we're going to hope my opponent has a horrible draw like this next game. So I wonder what the opponent is thinking at this time. If they do have another Nature's Claim, I can... they might be able to survive, but... Okay, Spellskite's funny here, because I actually do want to run the Rancor into it. It'll do the same amount of damage whether he redirects it or not. But we'll see if he actually learned. This isn't an indication that he didn't learn, because, like I said, it is doing the same amount of damage. We do not have another Dryad Arbor, so... But luckily we're not going to have to worry about an Ugin or anything beating us here. I think because of Ugin we might maybe want the second one, we'll see. So the way the opponent gets out of it now is like a back to nature. We're going to really hope that we draw either a Stony Silence or a Core Spirit Dancer next game. Along with a Gaddock Teeg, most likely. Probably need the combination of all those cards. Alright. And... let's swing. Alright, so... for game 3, do we want to make any alterations? I did like that Nature's Claim was able to blow up an Expedition map that game. I don't think the 4 life my opponent got mattered, and it might have kept him off Tron an extra turn so he couldn't Ugin me. It would have been nice to have an Arbor at the end of that game, just in case. But in most games I'm not going to be tutoring for Arbor at the beginning, because I'll just have a creature anyways. So most cases I will have an Arbor in my deck. Other than that, I don't think I really want any of these cards. So we're just going to have to hope he has a bad draw and I have a good draw. I mean, I have a Spirit Dancer. That's step 1. we're definitely gonna skip playing the Boggle. I'd rather get Spirit Dancer down. Although, okay, that's interesting. Now, if my opponent has a Pyroclasm, how would I want to play around that? Because I can play Creature into Spirit Dancer, but then Pyroclasm murders me. I could just play these two lands, play Spirit Dancer, but I could also play Slippery Boggle and then the following turn play these two auras on it, and maybe get there with Slippery Boggle. Hexproof is nice against Karn. I think I'll play Slippery Boggle. And like I said, hope my opponent has a slow draw. He's a power plant and a mine. Does he have the natural Tron is the question. We're definitely slamming Spirit Dancer. If he does have Tron, do I want a Plains here? I think I want Temple Garden. This will leave my options open to play 2 green auras if I need. I mean, if he has Natural Tron, it's going to be bad news, but if he does exile this, I can Rancor this and kill the Karn, or whatever. So my opponent could be pondering whether he wants to maybe Pyroclasm or Sylvan Scrying. Alright, I do get to untap a Spirit Dancer. Let's see what happens here. Doesn't have Tron yet. What did he reveal? Okay, it was the Star. And we did draw a nice land. Now, do we want to play another Spirit Dancer and just begin drawing tons and tons of cards? The downside to that is if he has an Ugin, we're probably dead. He's just going to kill our board. But we can't really beat an Ugin anyways, because all he has to do is -2, and then if I play a follow-up Spirit Dancer, he'll have plenty of loyalty to just wrath me again. So I think I'm gonna go the card draw route, just drawing lots and lots of cards. So if I Spider Umbra, then my team doesn't die to double Pyroclasm. But I have a feeling that my opponent doesn't even have a single Pyroclasm, so I'm going to Rancor. Because again, he has to have 2, and I don't think he has 1. And he also doesn't currently have double reds, so I want to get more damage in. Okay, there's Gaddock Teague. But if I untap, I probably kill my opponent anyway, so the Teague probably doesn't matter here. Okay, so if my opponent does have like Sylvan Scrying, he can't slam a big creature this turn. Or big creature, I mean Karn or Ugin, big Planeswalker. So now our Gaddock Teague could save us. We'll see what my opponent has here. Chromatic Star, okay. Double red, so this could be the first Pyroclasm. But probably can't play a second one. Could have a weird card like Combust. Alright. I do have a Stony Silence, but that doesn't help against the Planeswalkers. So I'm pretty sure I can present lethal here. Let's see. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Huh. So not necessarily lethal. But I can play Gaddock Teague. If I do play Teague, I might want to play Spider Umbra on the Teague so that I don't get this Pyroclasmed and then he like Uins me. So this is going to be tough. Oh, I'm definitely going to recount all my auras here. Make sure I do get 2 draws per these, so I think I just want to go for the win this turn. So I'm just gonna slam Spider Umbra here. Do I want it on this one? I'll put it on the other guy. Okay, I think they're both already set up. Another Spider Umbra and another land. Okay, that might be it. Ethereal Armor. Okay. So, I'm trying to picture what my opponent could have here. It would have been a weird card like Dismember. Alright, and now we'll swing for lethal. Cool. Yeah, it's a tough matchup, but sometimes they stumble, especially when they don't know what they're doing. But 1-0, and on to the next round.